Hello again, everyone. Michael here with Felicity. November 8033 Fox, a Cessna flight training device that I built right here at home. It is Friday evening, 17th of February 2023. I'm going to be doing some night VFR flying from the home airport to a little privately owned grass strip a little bit east of Dayton, Ohio. Andy Barnhart Memorial. It's actually a very nostalgic airport to me. It's where my grandfather he did his flying out of, and where my interest in aviation kind of sparked. So we're going to be testing the new X-Plane 12.04 beta. I'm going to be doing that, testing the night lighting and the new weather, the refined weather system that they have in there. We're going to be using live weather in real world time. Alright, let's talk about where we are. Let's talk about where we're going. We're going to be in the Cessna 206 Station Air tricycle gear this evening. My home airport, Morrow County, for India Niner. It does have an asphalt runway as well as a grass runway, 10 and 28 respectively for both of them. So that's where we're at. We don't really need to talk a whole lot about that. I pretty much know that one inside and out, but we'll just give you a little bit of information. Our asphalt runway is 3,495 feet by, it says 65 feet wide. It's a little bit wider than that. Now we do have an unpublished grass strip that is just parallel south of the paved runway, and it's just kind of right there. It's almost right across from the VATSIM lights there. So that's Morrow County. That's where we're at. Let's talk about where we're going and how we're gonna get there. Gonna be VFR. We're gonna be at night, so use as many visual cues as I can. Ideally, I want to follow I-70 west. The Interstate 70 will follow that west the majority of the way, but we need to get down to 70. So from there, I've got a couple options. I could just fly south and pick up, I could fly south for a few miles, and that'll put me directly over Interstate 71, and then 71 intersects 70, and I can do that route. But then that kind of puts me close to CMA's departure corridor. It puts me right over downtown Columbus, so I'd really just kind of avoid that altogether. So if we wanted to, let's see, get rid of that for a second. We could potentially use DLZ as I'm gonna call it it'll probably be my third checkpoint. In fact, let's just do this real quick. So City of Cardington is going to be my first checkpoint. Okay, and let's do this here for Indian Niner. Flip that around there. Okay, so Cardington's going to be my first checkpoint. It's always my first checkpoint. It's pretty much right off of my departure, and there's my my first visual checkpoint. And then from there, like I said, we could plot a course from Cardington to DLZ, which I could just put that in here. Okay. And then if I go to my nav log, from Cardington, I know that DLZ is on a heading of 233, about 20 nautical miles. But as clear as it is, we should be able to actually see the airport from Cardington, I would imagine. as clear as tonight looks like. So Delaware is going to be sort of our first main checkpoint. And then here's 70, kind of runs east and west here. From there, let's use Madison County as my next checkpoint, which is right on the south side of Interstate 70. So that puts me right on pretty much my visual path, you know, the route I want to take to our little privately owned airstrip. Yeah. So let's add Madison County into our flight plan here. Oh, it's KUYF. So we've got from Cardington to Delaware, DLZ to UYF. It's almost kind of a straight shot, so that works out nice. I mean, if I didn't know any better, I would say that's a straight shot. WestJet, hello my friend. Welcome. Friday night, got the kids in bed. With permission from the first officer, we're doing some night flying, a little bit of night flying this evening, so welcome, pleasure. So, plotter. I'm sure some of you have seen one of these before. Let me just put that on here. See, that's almost a directly straight line. And I suppose I could have just plotted it with my fingers too. So yeah, that's dang near one solid leg there. All right, so that'll work out. We'll use DLZ and we will use Madison County UYF as our two waypoints once we're in the air. WestJet, I am actually happy that you have one of these, especially going through ground school. It's a plotter. Problem is I don't have any paper sectional, so I can't really use this thing and demonstrate how it's done, because it wouldn't necessarily be to scale. But also I'm not a CFI, I'm not a ground instructor, so just take that for what it is. So we're at Madison County, and then from there we can just follow I-70 west. We want to go right here. Andy Barnhart Memorial. That's our destination, maybe final, pending on what type of time we have. So from there, I'm just going to put it in here, 3080. We've got a 71 nautical mile trip. So how much fuel do we need to make this trip? Let's see, scratch pads. Don't need that anymore. Okay, so we have about 71 nautical miles, so let's just say, I always like to kind of give myself a little bit of cushion, so let's just say if we have 80 nautical miles. Okay, our aircraft burns 15 gallons per hour in cruise. Okay. You figure on the climb might burn a little bit more, but we'll just say 15 gallons per hour in cruise. And if our aircraft cruises at 140, let's do on the light side. Let's say 130 is cruise speed. Let's cruise. Okay. we can go 130 nautical miles in 1 hour. Okay, which is going to take us 15 gallons of fuel. But we don't need to go 130 nautical miles, we need to go 80. So, yeah, if we wanted to really get technical about that. So, let's see. 80 over 130 equals x over 60. And then we could take, I don't have my flight calculator with me at the moment, but we could then take 80 times 60, cross multiply and divide that by 130. So that would be roughly, we'll just say 36, it's 36.92, blah, 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 40 minutes. So just say that's 40 minutes. And Apple Pencil battery low, okay. 40 minutes is 2/3 of an hour. Is that right? 2/3? Yeah. So 2/3 of an hour and 15 gallons per hour. So we would need 2/3 of 15 gallons, which happens to be 10 gallons. Easy math right there. 2/3. So that's how much fuel we would need. Approximately. I always like to give myself a little bit of cushion. Our Stationair holds 88 gallons of fuel, 44 gallons in each wing. So if we give us 20 gallons in each wing, we're going to have plenty of fuel. Plenty of fuel. So that's probably what we'll do. Andy Barnhart, 3 Oscar Hotel Zero is our destination. And its asphalt runway is 30 feet wide. That's the one we're going to go for. It does have a grass runway that is 100 feet wide. That will be our, oh no, we're not going to make the asphalt runway. We're going to have to sidestep slightly and hit the grass runway. That's going to be our runway for the other runway. So, a little bit more about Andy Barnhart. Permission is required to land. Rear world CTAP is 122.9. Do not overfly New Carlisle. If you are departing to the west, please go ahead and make your turn. Do not overfly the town of New Carlisle. Same coming in. Make that downwind to base fairly tight. Don't overfly. They must have widened their grass runway slightly since I've been there last. Published width is now 150 feet. The asphalt runway is still 30 feet wide. Both runways are 2,000 feet long. Rob Valkyrie. Why? Why what? Why? What? So yeah, that's our plan. So what else do we need to know about New Carlisle? Andy Barnhart. No weather. There are no NOTAMs to be concerned about. Andy Barnhart does not have a reporting METAR station whatsoever. The closest is actually Wright Pat. I don't even think Springfield Beckley. Yeah, it's got an AWOS. Doesn't have an ATIS per se. But at least I guess Wright Pat is technically closest. Weather out of Wright Pat. Sky clear, winds 230 at 4, 10-mile visibility. Altimeter 3034. Temperature is -5. Dew point -10. 6.5-mile visibility. Okay. Oh, why not overfly? Just the residents there. They're not. they just try and keep the noise abatement down. I mean, there's already a lot of aircraft going in and around New Carlisle, between Wright-Patterson Air Force Base being over there and then Dayton being the Class Charlie. And so they see a lot of aircraft anyways. So the less the less they get, the better off. And that's simply that's. Let me back up. It's not written anywhere. It's not stated anywhere. It's simply a request by the airport manager, and I'm sure he's got a reason for it. So that's logically, I can only imagine it's just to keep things quiet, as quiet as can be over New Carlisle. All right, weather, runway. We already talked about our runways. I'm not going to expect any sort of ATC, so we're not going to run into any sort of known ATC delays. Alternate airports. What kind of alternates do we have around here? There is a couple over there privately owned fields, but if we can't make New Carlisle, I'm going to Springfield Beckley. And I'll tell you why. If I can't make New Carlisle, it's because if I don't make New Carlisle, it's because an emergency has happened or something. And if an emergency is going to happen, if I don't make New Carlisle, Springfield Beckley is going to be my next best option. And then I don't necessarily have to, and if we have to, because we get there and for some reason, it's just not landable. Then if we need to go to an alternate that way, I'll still probably go to Beckley. Simply then I don't have to worry about contacting ATC to get into Dayton. So that's our plan. Let's go ahead and put it into action. Alright, we've got our nav log there. We talked about weather. What's weather at Morrow County? Actually, it's Marion reporting. 280 at 6. 10-mile visibility. Overcast at 3,300, and so we may be keeping things a little bit low today. -3, dew point -9, 3032. Density altitude 1,378. Density altitude meaning my aircraft today is going to perform like it would if it was 1,400 feet lower. Okay, I think that's all that we need. Cardington, checkpoint. Delaware, checkpoint. Madison County, checkpoint. We may stop at a couple of these, one or two of these. And then Andy Barnhart's our final. Alright, let's head on over to the aircraft. We'll check our fuel and do our weight and balance and get started up. I'll see you over there. Hey Drippy, hello? Rob, you're welcome back anytime. I know it's a little bit of a haul for you, but you're welcome back anytime. Alright. Let's see. Get this up here. Okay. Until I receive my new checkmate checklist for the Station Air 206, we are going to be using our checklist for our 210 Centurion. The flow is pretty much almost identical. The numbers are a little bit different, but the flows are about the same. Give me just a second here. Okay. Fuel. We need to do that. Fuel and weight and balance. So we're in the Tyranda U206G. This is I don't buy a whole lot of aircraft. I'll be honest. I mean, generally, the out-of-the-box X-Plane 172 has been relatively sufficient. But when I read some of the stuff that this plane was capable of, as far as all of the customization, I was really anxious to get my hands on it. And it really is. It's a wonderful plane. It's very FPS heavy. As far as they use 4K textures, so if you have your texture quality all the way up, it really kind of impacts your VRAM. But they give you the option to just remove all of these instruments, so I was able to just remove them all from right here with an X-Plane instead of having to go into Plane Maker. And by removing those instruments, it's one less, at a minimum, the instruments are 1K texture based on what I read about the aircraft. So by removing all of those instruments, it freed up a couple of FPS. Okay, weight and balance. Let's put me in the front seat. And you in the passenger seat. And for argument's sake, you and I both weigh the same. Alright, 1, 2. Alright, we got enough people that we can add some more. Doesn't happen very often, so great. So, let's just load this plane up. Okay. Actually, we could probably put another person. So this is actually a 6-seater plus cargo. So that's cool. Okay. I wanted to say maybe 20 gallons of fuel in each wing. Is that what we talked about? Yeah, about 20. I mean, we didn't need that much, but I think that's what we decided. There we go. Okay. Just put us well under our envelope there. So weight and balance does check out. I'm gonna take us all. I'm gonna load it up. Okay. Alright, let's do that. We have the room, so let's use it. Save that configuration. Okay. Wait, alright, that looks good. Okay. real quick, we're gonna do a real quick exterior walk around. Want to get all of our lights on. Alright, so our rear tail light's working. Our rear beacon is working. Our right strobe is working with the green. Our taxi and landing lights are on. Our red strobe is working. Our red nav light's working with the strobe. And pitot heat is warm. And no signs of any oil leaks, and tires are all inflated. Alright, good enough. Let's get all of these loads off now. Okay, this is still a relatively new aircraft for me, so I am going to ask that at least for taxi, takeoff, and landing that you please keep your seatbelt fastened, but you should be doing that anyway. But even throughout cruise, at least for now, please go ahead and keep your seatbelt fastened. Okay. Where are we at here? Tack time is 19.2. Circuit breakers are all in, and fuel. Alright, it's on the left tank. Alternate static air is in. Start checklist, seat track. Let's get scooted up here. Alright, I can reach the rudder pedals. Flight controls. Okay. Real quick, let's do a quick external flight control check. Alright, rudder's working, elevator's working, ailerons are working. Okay. Avionics are off, our autopilot is off. Cow flaps, let's get those open. Right, cow flaps are open. Make sure it's gonna go full rich, prop is high. Brakes on. Clear prop. Looks clear in the left. And clear in the right, clear up front. Okay, and master is going on. Beacon on. Fuel pump on. Okay. Fuel pump off. And mags to start. Looking for oil pressure. Right, oil pressure's there. Let's get our lights on. Let's turn our landing light on, our taxi light on, our nav lights on. Don't need our strobes yet. Okay. Let's get our panel lights on. And make sure let's lean us out just a little bit here on the ground. Okay. We'll move right along to our pre-taxi checklist. Seat belts, let me get that on. Flaps are up. Heater, get that on. Avionics on. weather was, what? Did I write it down? I don't think I did. I mean, I know we were clear. Alright, so we're taking the west runway 280. At 6, visibility 10, overcast 3300, -3, -9, and 3032. Okay. Oh, I lost my flight plan. Alright. Oh, please. Alright, so Memorial County, Cardington's the checkpoint. And then we were Delaware, Madison, Andy Barnhart. John, hello, welcome. WestJet. Hopefully it looks pretty good, works out pretty decently here. We're in the latest beta, Explain 12.04. Okay, so we're all packed up. We've got our nav log here. My first heading is going to be at 240. We are going to have a direct headwind on our departure runway. So we're 240 for about 2 nautical miles. So I mean, when I depart runway 28, that's every time that's my first checkpoint. Whether I'm in the simulator, whether I'm flying the real thing, because it's right there. It's always my first checkpoint. And if I'm heading northwest, it's Mansfield or Marion. Northeast, generally Mansfield, and southwest is Delaware, and southeast is Wynkoop. Those are generally good VFR reference points for me that I use in my real world training. Alright, let's taxi. Parking brake off. Is my parking brake still on? Alright, well, we're stuck here on the ground. Oh, you know what? I bet Miranda has added these, put some sort of tie downs on and didn't tell me about it. Let's see. Huh. Yes. Alright, we're moving. Jan, I am in the CO206, yes sir. Well, I'll have to ask her what she thought about it. She hasn't flown with me enough beforehand though. So she never got a chance to try them out before, or to try the simulator out before they were installed. Unicom, Morrow County traffic, November 8032 Foxtrot is taxiing runway 28, Morrow County. So, alright, this explains a lot. The reason why everything is really bumpy right now is that right now the taxiway is transparent along with the runway. I was doing some testing here at my home airport utilizing geotips as the base. It looks really good from the air, but on the ground it's awfully rough. So essentially we're taxiing directly on top of, we're using a transparent taxiway directly on top of an ortho photo, so it doesn't get smoothed out like your an actual taxiway is. We're essentially taxiing on the mesh. So it's a little bit bumpy, I apologize. Heading indicator to compass. See, it looks good right around there. Looks like they toned down the brightness of the nav lights too, so that's kind of nice. In previous versions of X-Plane 12, the nav lights were almost overwhelmingly bright. We're going to go down here, we're going to do a run up, and then we'll go ahead and depart. Alright, 2-8 final looks clear from here.
gonna keep my nose kind of pointed down towards the final, just so I can make sure and see if anybody's coming in. Alright, run up checklist. What do we got here? Brakes on, fuel's on proper tank, trim is set for takeoff, yes. Oh, flight controls down on the right, up on the left, down on the left, up on the right. Elevator and rudder are true and responsive. Instruments are good there. Okay, mixture's full rich. 1700, here we go. Left mag, there's a drop. Right mag, there's a drop. Cycle the prop. 1. 2. Alright, oil pressure drop and manifold pressure rose. Alright, so the prop is working, governor and the prop's working. Suction's in the green, oil temperature, oil pressure, that looks good. We're charging, good fuel flow. Cylinder head temperature is good. Alright, let's go ahead and idle back. Hey, Unicom it is. Morrow County traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot, taking runway 28, be a left downwind departure to the south, Morrow County. Alright, didn't hear anybody call back in. Strobe's going on. We have a direct headwind, so we don't need much for wind correction on our takeoff roll. Let's grab that center line. Looks good there. Let's add full power. Ease into it. It's going to help with our rudder on our takeoff roll. Yep, hold rudder for center. Alright, airspeed's coming alive. Now let's rotate. Positive rate. Right here is Cardington. Oh, we got some snow coming in, huh? I did not file a VFR flight plan on VATSIM. A, because there's nobody on VATSIM right now that's controlling anywhere close to where we are, and B, with VFR, nobody really reads them anyway, unless, you know, something were to happen. Alright, we passed our first checkpoint. We didn't really discuss much of an altitude that we were going to be flying that. But I figure, you know, 2,000, 2,500 be sufficient for tonight. We got overcast at 3,300, remember, so we don't want to go too high. I actually see the Big Dipper in front of us. Where are we at? 1,700? Alright, let's get up to about 2,500.
Terminal 0 Lima Victor, now wind 36, looking for the other traffic. Oh, we got you on the runway, thanks.
Yes, sir. Traffic, line of 36.
What's your position?
We're about 4 miles south of the runway 36.
Okay, what kind of speed you doing?
160 knots.
Okay, so Dobry is on base. Turn final here shortly. We will get out of your way. If you're coming up on us too quick, we'll get out of your way.
Alright, I think I have Delaware in sight.
We can go around, we can do a circle, whatever you need. We don't want to inconvenience you.
No, don't worry. Come straight on in.
All right, thank you very much.
$2,500, let's level off here. Yep, there's the field. Directly off of our nose.
And 0 Lima Victor, we're clear of the runway 36.
Delaware traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot is 10 miles northeast, going to be crossing overflying the field 2,500 Delaware.
Traffic code 22 Alpha Zulu is downwind 35 departure. I'll be leaving the area to the south.
Well, let's do it. Let's do a touch and go at Delaware. May as well.
Traffic Strawberry 461 Bravo Golf. It's about 3 miles to the east. We'll be joining up on the left downwind from runway 18.
Field elevation at Delaware is 945 feet. Pattern is 1,900 feet. It does have left traffic. It is runway 09 and 27, if I remember right. 1028. Delaware traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot. It's about 8 miles northeast now. Going to be crossing over midfield to join the left downwind. Runway 28, touch and go, Delaware.
We got you on CCAP. Roger that.
Ground speed right now is 110. We are indicating 115.
Traffic, helicopter step 5, Whiskey Delta 1 mile to the west. We have the landing traffic inside. Again, we'll pass behind you. We'll be no factor.
Traffic, Springfield 44 Gilead is 2 miles to the west, cross over the field for a left downwind 17.
Alright, let's start our descent. We're up high, power's out. Delaware traffic.
And traffic,
November 8033 Foxtrot.
Final 17, full stop.
Now 5 to the northeast, going to be crossing over midfield for left downwind, 28, touch and go, Delaware.
Traffic system 7660, Papa left base 18, touch and go.
Let's get down here to pattern altitude. There we are.
Traffic for runway 44 Gilead, cleared to active 170.
I want to thank everyone for coming in and hanging out for a little bit this evening. And so far, like I said, I've really been enjoying the 206 over the last several flights that we've done in it. I finally found the data ref that they used for the fuel pumps, which I'm just going to need to bring me.
Cessna 4340 Papa, 6 miles west of 2,500. We're going to enter the 45-degree left curl point.
I'm just going to need to write myself a Lua script to activate it. Delaware traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot, 2 miles north of the field, going to be crossing over midfield to join the left downwind. Runway 28, touch and go, Delaware. Good to hear, John. I'm glad that it's been improved.
Traffic, Cessna 7660, Papa, final 18, touch and go.
Alright, just about crossing our runway here. Delaware traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot is over midfield. Delaware. Lift my left wing, looks clear. Make my left downwind. Delaware traffic, number 8033 Foxtrot, turning left downwind, 28, touch and go, Delaware. John, I had to do the same. I did it with an X-plane. I created some linear curves, I think that's what they're called, something to that extent, because it was very fine grained in the center there and almost too sensitive. Alright, there we are, beam the numbers.
Traffic Cessna 434 Sierra, Papa, left base runway 18.
Alright, let's bring this power back. Give me flaps 10.
Traffic bearing 788 Charlie Fox, 5 miles north-northeast. Entering a right base leg, runway 18.
Delaware traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot is turning left base 28, touch and go, Delaware. Alright, flaps are 10, we'll leave them at 10, that'll work out just fine. Carrying a few more people than I normally do.
Traffic Cessna 7630 Papa, final 1 net, doesn't go.
Delaware traffic, 33 Foxtrot, left base to final, runway 28, touch and go, Delaware. And Delaware traffic, 33 Foxtrot, final approach 28, touch and go, Delaware. A little bit high. Since we're in the turn, we're just going to kind of use it and slip it down a little bit. There it is.
Traffic Cessna 7630 Papa, turning left base for 18 will be a touch and go, and then a right turn out to the northwest.
80 knots, we're on the glide slope.
Traffic Cessna 1235 Echo 8 South 2300, setting up for defective GPS 36.
Traffic Cessna 7630 Papa, turning base for 18.
Did you say base for 18?
Base for 18, 7630 Papa.
Okay, put some power in there. There's our threshold. Hard landing. Flaps up, full power. Airspeed and rotate. And positive rate. To keep those wings level on the climb out. Hey Steven, welcome. Doing a little bit of night flying. Just took off out of Delaware. Alright. Delaware traffic, November 38 Foxtrot, airborne up to 28. I'm going to be making a left downwind departure to the south, Delaware. Crosswind departure, Delaware.
Traffic Cessna 1235 Echo, we're turning out to the west, about 2 miles south of the field.
Working on it, John. I just did my second first solo. So get ready to go take my practical exam here in a couple of weeks. My DP is just kind of waiting on me. So getting there. Pull that prop out a little bit.
Traffic Sky KCC, Mike November is making a right crosswind for northwest departure. Will be up 25.
Thanks, John. Appreciate that.
Traffic Cessna 980 Sierra Papa 1 mile southeast, joining left downwind for runway 18 and pattern work.
Alright, 1500, let's get up to 2500. Steven coming in with the raid, STW222. With the raid there, appreciate it so much. Welcome Raiders, welcome aboard, Felicity.
Traffic about 213 coming Rabbit, 6 miles to the north. Joining left traffic for runway 36.
Welcome Raiders, and thanks again for the raid there. Hope your stream went well. STW222. Were you on CMH Tower, was that right? You were flying tonight. Maybe I saw you were flying. Invistic, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Happy to have you. Dallas to Albuquerque in the 737, then Houston in the C700. Nice.
Traffic Skyhawk 1235 Echo, 11 miles south on the practice RNF 36, leave us 3000.
Alright, we've got the city of Columbus skyline directly off to our about 10 o'clock there. I can see the approach lights of CMH from here. The Ohio State University Stadium is just off to our left as well. So we're going to get up here at about 2500, we'll level off and see if we have a visual on our next checkpoint, which is Madison County.
Traffic Skyhawk 1235 Echo,
2500.
south, leave us 3000 for 2200 on the practice RNF GPS 364.
I don't have the field in sight yet, but if we stay on this heading, we will get there.
Traffic line 72 for Tango, clear 17
This big yellow road line of lights that you see here, that's lighting up US Route 33.
Traffic Skylane 511 Whiskey, backtaxing to runway 17.
The audio that everyone is hearing in the background, I am not connected to any sort of ATC network right now. What you are hearing is XATC chatter plugin. Just kind of brings the cockpit a little bit more to life on some of these long solo flights when we don't have ATC coverage.
Traffic Skylane
US Route 33.
taking off runway 17.
We are going to do a full stop at Madison County. I need to take a quick break once we get there. So we're going to do a full stop and taxi back and take back off and head to our final. Or what may be our final.
It's Terminal 110 Lima Victor back taxi 35.
Well, Stephen, our final is uncontrolled. It's under the Dayton shelf. I'd hate to make you work if I'm not going to be able to use your service.
Hey, Pete, I'm going to go ahead and do a 360 here so we don't go
unless we decide to go somewhere after Andy Barnhart.
We'll continue straight ahead for a little bit and then turn crossline.
Once you get approach or can do approach or do Columbus approach, that would be phenomenal. Be able to provide give me plane following all the way out there.
Terminal 0 Lima Victor is going to be a short approach. 36 simulation engine.
For those that don't already follow Steven's channel, STW222, go ahead and give him a follow. There's a lot of wonderful ATC work. Still coming up for the VATSIM ranks, but always enjoyable when I'm in his airspace. CMH approach has been the solo airport in the past. The one where tower and approach can be when they are still there. Okay. Yes, John, I agree. And that's just not on VATSIM, that's in aviation in general. We need more female aviators in general.
There's a citation on the RNAV 218.
Regional Duck 37-1, Berlin 18, we're approximately 4 miles out on the approach.
Alright, situational awareness. Airspeed right now is indicating 105. We're making a ground speed of 105. The fuel flow right now is about 13 gallons per hour. Manifold pressure is good. Oil pressure and temperature both in the green. Cylinder head temperature looks good. I'm going to switch over to our right fuel tank now.
Learjet 300 Alpha November, over. If the weather seems to have gone down there, we think we can make it in, but if we don't, we're wondering if you could, Aeroscope is to send out the, we've got a car there, or car service, and they can just come to Bergstrom, that'd be great. Okay, yeah, the weather, according to the AWAS there, has gone down right at minimum.
Alright, I do have visual on our Madison County field now. Madison County traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot is 10 to the north. Going to be overflying the field, crossing midfield to join a downwind runway 0, runway 27, Madison County. I hope it's 27. Yeah, okay. There's so many east and west runways around where I live, and they're either 1028 or 09er and 27.
Young Eagles Flight 6132 Juliet is at 2,500 feet, just west of the VLR for the Veneto.
We are also at 2,500 feet, field elevation 1,082. Pattern altitude is going to be 2,100 feet at Madison County. So we do need to make sure that we are going to be at 2,100 feet before we cross over the field. And then I also see Interstate 70 is running directly kind of perpendicular to our nose right now. And that's what we're going to follow all the way down to Andy Barnhart Memorial. 3 Oscar Hotel 0. And then time permitting, we may do a quick jump over to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and do a stop off at the Air Force Museum there. But we at least need to get to Andy Barnhart and see what type of time we have.
Traffic 54 Charlie Alpha, 8 miles to the west, inbound for runway 5. Traffic, Bonanza 37050, 5 miles to the north, inbound for crosswind runway 26 for someone.
Madison County traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot, now 5 to the north, going to be overflying midfield to join the left downwind, runway 27 to Madison County.
Traffic, Gulfstream November 889 at Charlie Golf. We're Gulfstream 4, we're 40 miles to the west of the
Power
airfield.
back,
We'll be coming in on
let's get down to pattern altitude 2100.
That's the mistake, Gulfstream November 889 at Charlie Golf. Currently 18 miles to the west of the airfield, 8,800 on the RNAV GPS 35. That's the mistake.
Alright.
Moving 4 miles out, but right downwind for 1500 descent of the path.
There's a field.
Traffic, runway 02 on the other station, about
Got a little bit low on our pattern there.
southwest for left downwind for runway 25.
And that's what we'll be following, I-70. We'll follow that out west. Madison County, November 8033 Foxtrot is crossing midfield to doing the lift downwind 27 full stop, Madison County.
Full stop.
Alright, let's roll into our downwind. With the left wing, looks clear. No more than 30 degrees in the pattern. 30-degree bank. Alright, we're being the numbers there. Okay. That's better. 2100, alright, power back. Flaps 10.
Traffic from runway 2 Romeo Victor, based on 65.
Traffic beach jet arriving from the southwest, west-southwest for left traffic, runway 26.
Madison County, November 33 Foxtrot, left base 27, Madison. Lift the left wing, looks clear. Madison County, November 33 Foxtrot, left base final approach 27, full stop, Madison County.
Traffic beach jet left downwind, runway 26.
$1,082 is field elevation here. Let's try and make this one a little bit smoother landing. Alright. Looking all the way down to the end of the runway.
Southwest inbound for landing. Looking for any traffic in the area, please advise.
Still a hard landing. Okay, I don't know if anyone heard that last radio transmission from that other pilot there, but he was asking any traffic in the area to please advise. My personal opinion, even as a student pilot, is that's not something I'd want to hear someone say, because for all I know, then 30 other pilots that could be flying around me is all going to key up at the same time, and then somebody else might actually need to say something. I just always thought the phrase was kind of redundant. Okay, we're going to hang out right here at the at this intersection. We'll set the parking brake. We're going to lean out for a little bit. Flaps up. Let's turn our strobes off for now. We're across the hold short. Madison County, November 8033 Foxtrot is clear, runway 28, Madison. And I do need to step out for just a moment, and now we'll be right back with you. Parking brakes on. Leaned out. Okay. Strobes are off for now. I am going to keep the engine running. I'll be right back. Okay, we need to get back to runway 27. And we are here on the ground at Madison County, Uniform Yankee Foxtrot. Let's take a look here. According to the nav log, we need to fly a heading with 277. But we're actually going to be following Interstate 70, which is this kind of squiggly road here. '70 and 40 kind of split. And I guess we could follow either of them. They both kind of go east-west. But 70 is a little bit bigger, it's a little bit brighter. Okay, we're gonna overfly Springfield. So once we see this little town of Enon, we shouldn't be far at all. Alright. Brakes on, park brake off, mixture's full rich. Madison County traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot is taxiing runway 27 Madison. Let's try and get an updated weather report, shall we? 120.85. Yeah, it may not be broadcasting. Weather. What do we got for weather here? Real quick before we go. 260 at 5, visibility 10, clear below 12,000. Got that? Got that. Madison County traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot is taking runway 27, straight out departure of Madison County. Strobes going on. Alright, here we go, full power. Airspeed's coming alive. Let's rotate. Positive rate. Almost climbed us into a stall there. Didn't realize we were climbing so fast. By 1,000 feet. That can't be right. Alright, there's I-70. We're just gonna keep that in our window. And we'll get it to 2,500. $2,400, $2,450, 2,500. Let's level off here. I do want to thank everyone for coming in, hanging out for a bit. Always a pleasure flying with someone, especially you.
Traffic 35 to southwest, we're going to 45 from left downwind, 135.
Oh, we got some rain, maybe snow.
Left downwind, runway 35, yield.
Traffic, Piper Archer is about 20 miles south, level 5,500 feet, inbound for runway 26.
Directly off to our nose is Springfield Beckley.
Traffic Warrior 32 Gilead at turn 1 for Gilead.
Springfield Beckley used to be towered. It actually had the tower is still there. It's just no longer a towered field. It does have DME though. I wonder if that works. 113.2. Yeah, Springfield DME works. 9.2 miles. It's about right. It's good to know. Okay. Let's see. Springfield's kind of right here.
Warrior 4 uniform turning downwind, runway 32.
We're still over I-70. Springfield Beckley straight ahead. So that would be our alternate if need be.
Warrior 4 uniform turning final, runway 32.
Alright. Let's configure, start thinking about what we need to do for landing. I think we're probably about 10 miles away or so from our final destination. So we'll overfly the field. We'll overfly midfield because we're south of the airport if we keep this heading. So we'll overfly midfield, and by midfield I mean I'm going to overfly essentially the runway 10 numbers because it's such a short runway. And I need to give myself some time and some room to make that downwind without overshooting my base. Alright, so where the roads split, our field should be north of that.
Traffic 2 field here, turning 45 down 119, traffic. Traffic 6 on downwind, runway 19, traffic.
And then from this, where these two freeways merge, 5 miles. On the 312 heading. Field elevation, Andy Barnhart, 895 feet.
Traffic 2 field here, turn down runway 19, traffic.
So pattern altitude is going to be 1900 feet.
Traffic 2 field here, base, runway 19, traffic.
Alright, so the little town of Brant is directly in front of us. So, New Carlisle, little town over there. Alright, I see New Carlisle. Alright, I have visual on our field now. Let's make sure we're under the shelf. 2400, and let's drop down quick fast and in a hurry.
Final order 197.
Andy Barnhart traffic, November 8033 Fox shows about 5 miles southeast of the field. We'll be crossing over midfield, join the left downwind, runway 10, Andy Barnhart.
Downwind runway 196. Traffic 710 base runway 196.
I guess I did hit that one, huh? Let's get out of there. I forgot it makes that little jut. It's not like an actual total circle. Alright, there's New Carlisle. There's our airport environment. Let's go ahead and slow our speed up here. We're at traffic pattern altitude.
Miles to the northeast of the field at 2,300. To my edge now, we'll be landing runway 19. Tailwind's coming in the corridor, please spot.
This ought to be interesting, sticking this bird down that 30-foot runway.
Traffic, Skyhawk, 7 miles out, on out, practice approach, Jackson.
Okay. I'll level off here because I got down below pattern altitude, need to climb back up. And Andy Barnhart traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot, crossing over midfield for left downwind 10, Andy Barnhart. Okay, fuel elevation 895 feet. Runway again 2,000 feet. Let's roll into a downwind. Now we're almost kind of going to roll into a downwind and base. Andy Barnhart traffic, November 33 Foxtrot, turning left downwind 227, Andy Barnhart. Alright, we don't want to overfly this town. Give me a flaps 10.
Talking short, final 10.
Andy Barnhart traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot, left base, a short final, 28 Andy Barnhart, 27 Andy Barnhart.
Traffic, Trinidad 341 Tango Bravo coming on, coming up on this hill southeast for a left downwind for runway 7.
Wow, why was she so squirrely on that landing? The heck? Alright, let me check something here.
Traffic, Trinidad 341 Tango Bravo turning left downwind for runway 7.
I am checking my rudder.
Traffic, Trinidad 341 Tango Bravo turning left base for runway 7.
Let's try that. Dave Brendan, hello, hello. John, I am flying version 1.2 that I just updated yesterday or the day before.
Traffic, Trinidad 341 Tango Bravo turning final runway 7.
Alright, so I'm gonna turn the daytime on for a little bit just so we can take a look at Andy Barnhart. Yes, John, I am in X-Plane 12, the beta. Yes. So here's Andy Barnhart Memorial. It is a small, privately owned grass strip. It's actually the first airport I've ever designed for X-Plane, so it needs a lot of work because I've learned so much since then. But it does have a grass runway, a paved runway. The FBO here is where my grandparents had their 50th wedding anniversary. Let's see, my grandfather's hangar. One of them was right in there, and another one was kinda right over here, and they had the back wall removed, so it's kind of two hangars in one. Kept the J3 Piper Cub in one, and then the Stinson in the other one. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to redo this one for X-Plane 12. And there also appears to be some Sim Heaven stuff that's on there as well, so it needs some new exclusion zones.
Traffic, Zansport for 19er Quebec. I'm 3 miles out. I'm going to go, Mike, you go ahead. I'm going to go in and approach on the downwind, left downwind.
Alright, so we are now back to our real world time. Yes, John, thanks, I appreciate that. And they were nice aircraft. I helped Grandpa restore them when I was younger. Okay, so when we hit our final, we're at our final. Do we want to go anywhere else? Let's see.
Traffic, Skyhawk 7347 is now 3 miles, making left downwind for 07.
What time is it? 0041. Yeah, we might have time for another quick hop somewhere.
Traffic, Vans 4419 Quebec, turning left downwind for 07.
Okay, you know what, let's head to Springfield, Beckley. Just because I want to take a look at that airport in X-Plane 12. It is one that's going to be on my solo cross country. So I just want to kind of see how it's modeled in 12 to see if it's something that I need to work on before I practice my solo cross country in here. So that's what we'll do. Tell you what, I do need to go and use the restroom real quick while we are on the ground here.
Traffic, Skylane 264 Golf, 10 miles southeast.
So if you'll excuse me for just a moment. Flaps up. Let's get these strobes off for now. I'm going to lean out for a little bit while we're on the ground. And I'll be right back.
Traffic, 19 Quebec base for 07. Traffic, 19 Quebec, final 07.
Traffic, Sky 56 Romeo, turning left downwind 07.
Alright, apologies about that.
Traffic, Skyhawk 7347 left base 07.
So from here, about 10 miles on a heading of 131. But as soon as we're airborne, we will be able to see it. Okay, park and brake off.
Traffic, Skyhawk 7347, turning final 07.
Let's go ahead and back taxi. Or taxi back. There is actually a taxiway
6 Romeo. I'm number 2, but we're way out
to the left of us. But apparently I forgot to add taxi lights to it when I was making this airport. So there's a taxiway there, I just can't really see it.
6 Romeo.
Let's see if we can see it with our lights. We'll try and taxi it. We'll just back taxi. Andy Barnhart traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot, back taxi 28 Andy Barnhart. Strobes going on. So when I back taxi and I don't know how other people's opinions are on it, but when I back taxi, I will back taxi
Traffic Skyline 264 Golf, 2.5 miles.
Sidestep of the center line.
Traffic 7.
Like, I don't want to back taxi directly on center line. And the reason I don't want to do that is I don't want my nav lights to be confused as runway lights, which has happened before. And then, you know, you've got someone coming in on final thinking the runway's clear and you're back taxiing.
Traffic Skyline 264 Golf overhead for a left down entry to 7, full stop.
Andy Barnhart traffic, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot is taking runway 27, gonna be northeast departure, Andy Barnhart. Correction, southeast departure, Andy Barnhart.
Traffic Skyline 264 Golf, turning left downwind 7.
09er. Okay. Here we are, full power. Rudder. There she is, she's about to brake. And let's go. Positive rate. Yeah, John, it applies a lot mostly towards bigger planes. 'Cause like my wingspan doesn't reach the edge of the runway lights, but a lot of planes do, especially at a smaller airport. So I always just back taxi off of that center line. It kind of keeps those lights off of, you know, it makes them less. What's the word I'm looking for? Unison, I guess. Alright, heading 131. Yeah, so as long as you got one that's off center, hopefully it'll be enough to, you know, make your presence known.
Runway 7 coming downwind.
And there's another thing I do too. You know, if I'm going around, John, I'm glad you pointed out, John. But if I'm going around, you know, I'll sidestep off of that center line on the climb out. Springfield traffic, November 8033 Foxtrot, about 8 miles. We are northwest. Gonna be making a left downwind, correction, left base for runway 06 Springfield. Actually, for winds, we should probably do that differently, huh?
One Papa is approaching the end of runway 7, departure end, and
degrees at 5 knots. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky conditions scattered at 2,900. View at 25,000. Temperature 0. Dew point -7. Altimeter 3035. Automated weather observation. Springfield, Beckley Municipal. Wind 260 degrees at 5 knots.
260 at 5. So we're going to take 24. Springfield traffic, November 033 Foxtrot. Correction, we're going to be crossing over midfield, join left downwind, runway 24, Springfield. The Catalina event we had recently with the Virtual USA Flying Club. John had someone on the runway and had to go around. Afraid he's gonna take off into you. Yep, it's a good move. Alright, so we're going to do a full stop here. I'm going to turn the daylight back on. We're going to check the airport out. That's probably going to be the end of it for me this evening. We'll go back to the FBO for a few. Springfield traffic, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot is now about 3 miles northwest, crossing over midfield, left downwind, 24 Springfield. So, when I was out here last a couple weeks ago, Springfield Beckley, I noticed a charger, like the plug I used to plug my Tesla in. It was like a 220 charger out there at the ramp. But I guess it's actually a hub for that new electric aircraft company that's out. They got a simulator down there and everything for this electric aircraft. Springfield traffic, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot is over midfield. Gonna be making a left downwind, runway 24 Springfield. Once we land, I'll look up the name of it. I forget it off the top of my head. Alright, left by left wing looks clear. Springfield traffic, 8033 Foxtrot, turning left downwind, 24 full stop Springfield. Alright, looks like we're beating the numbers there. I don't see, because there's maybe a little bit of a displaced threshold, huh? Alright, let's power back. Make sure rich, prop high. Give me flaps 10. Alright, I'll lift my left wing, looks clear. Springfield traffic 8033 Foxtrot, turning left, base 24, full stop, Springfield. Flaps 2. Springfield traffic, Skyhawk 8033 Foxtrot, turning final approach, runway 24, full stop, Springfield. Got plenty of runway here. Don't pay no attention to that poppy light. Alright, let's just fly this plane in ground effect for a little while. Let's work on this landing. Acceptable, alright. I'll take that over a hard landing, I guess. We're down here to Echo. Nope, Delta. We have a Delta here. Yep, there's Delta right there. Okay, so not only did we make it to our destination, we made it to an additional destination. We still have about 12 gallons of fuel in each wing. We started with about 21 gallons in each wing, so we burned about 18. There's the tower. Springfield traffic, 8033 Foxtrot is clear, runway 24 Springfield. Okay, this looks like a good enough spot as any to shut her down. Okay. Parking brake on, flaps up. Avionics going on, all of our lights going off. G5 off. Master to off. Mags to off. Okay, well, that was fun. Let me disconnect from the VATSIM network before I get out of the cockpit here, before we head back to the FBO. I'm going to turn daylight back in, and we're going to go check out Springfield Beckley. Let's see here. The name of the aircraft company, the electric aircraft company that has a hub out here, is Alia. A-L-I-A. But anyway, they have a full-scale simulator and charging places out here. So let's step out of the aircraft and we'll just kind of slew around, see how it looks. Alright, so let me see here. When I came in last time, I landed 06. Okay. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to do a little bit of work to this airport. Well, not too much. Somebody's already done a decent amount. Actually, it looks surprisingly good. Alright. Now I'm curious. Let's go to the cleverest of clever websites. And to the X-Plane Scenery Gateway. Watch it probably be someone like Jan Vogel or Julian or one of those really exceptional gateway artists. KSGB, is that where we're at? KSGH. I go figure Jan Vogel. I figured. I knew kind of because I saw something. I don't have to correct really anything. Just some things need shifted just from satellite imagery just shifting us slightly, but the airport as a whole, Jan Vogel makes excellent scenery for X-Plane. I was kind of surprised when they reached out to me last year to do a review, to do a testimonial for X-Plane. So that's how I kind of got talking to him and Thompson Meeks with X-Plane. Talked with Austin Meyer a few times. Yeah, alright, this airport's just fine. I'm just going to have to shift the whole thing as a whole just slightly so that it matches the ortho. But airport as a whole is just fine. Alright, excellent. Okay. Alright, 105. So if it's 105 here, it would be 0605. Alright, so that's right. Okay. Alright, I'll see you back at the FBO. Yes, John, that's correct. I know that not many people actually read testimonials and reviews, But if you go on the X-Plane website and you go down towards the bottoms and scroll through the testimonials, you'll find mine in there. I think there's like 4 or 5 of them. Alright, I'll see you back in the SBO.
Alright, everyone. Good flight tonight, I think, all in all. Hopefully the night flying was at least visible beyond just the physical cockpit. I'll have to go through and actually look at the footage to see if you can actually see outside during the night flying. But hopefully it was sufficient enough. Departed out of my home airport, Morrow County, overflew the city of Cardington, did a touch and go at Delaware, did a full stop at Madison County, a full stop at Andy Barnhart, which was our final, and then a full stop at Springfield Beckley, which was our new final. So yeah, all in all, I thought it was a decent flight. I need to look into why it was so squirrely. The rudder was so squirrely for a little bit there. I may have to increase that. We're looking to a different slider setting like John was saying earlier. So yeah, nothing too crazy this evening. I had a little bit of time, got some after the kids went to bed, so figured we'd try and get a night flight in. What else did I wanting to talk about? There's something else I had on my mind that I wanted to maybe bring up, but now I don't remember what it is. Oh, pattern altitude entry. Why it's important. Alright, well, butt kickers. Okay, we will talk about the butt kickers. The butt kickers are devices that mount underneath of the seat. And what they do is they sort of shake the seats as the aircraft moves. Out of the box, if you plug a butt kicker in directly to your computer, you're going to hear and you're going to feel everything out of it. You know, if you turn your GPS on, if you click the button on or flip a switch, you know, all those little clicks and ticks and things that you hear within the simulator audio, you feel all of those. So to combat that, there is a software program called Sim Shaker for Aviators. And it has a companion program, an add-on program called Sim Shaker Sound Module. And between both of those, what they will do is they will go through and they'll analyze the audio that the simulator is outputting, and it will remove everything that you should not feel, and it will output only what you should feel to the amplifier that's driving the butt kickers there, the Sim Shakers. I really enjoy them, because they do add a sense of immersion, and to truth be told, that's how I know when I'm about to stall. Even earlier today, we were climbing so fast, you know, my airspeed was getting away from me, wasn't realizing it until, you know, I started to feel that buffeting kick in, and then looked, and, you know, we were climbing up and we were dropping down below 40 knots. So yeah, do I think that they're worth it? No, John, no fine tuning at all. It's really the the free the Sim Shaker program is just like the bridge between the simulator and the amplifier. But you go through and you tell it, okay, I've got a piston aircraft, or I've got a jet aircraft, or you specify the aircraft and you specify what from that aircraft you want to feel and or sense. Because I haven't messed with anything. Everything that I have is default, and it's worked out great. Alright, pattern entry. I want to discuss pattern entry real quick, and more importantly, altitudes and pattern entry and why they're important. Here's me, this high wing Cessna. Here's his, we'll take the V-tail. Here's this other guy, this low wing V-tail here. If we got me in the pattern here at pattern altitude, and you've got this guy coming in, and he enters a pattern out at 500 feet above pattern altitude, and he's in a low wing, is he going to see me? And I'm in a high wing, and I'm going to see him. Am I going to see him? Chances are probably not. Not that we ran into that sort of issue today, but that is why pattern entry is so important at the correct altitude. If it was the opposite, you'd have a better chance, of seeing each other. But if for the pilot that's sitting inside this little Cessna here, he's not going to see anything directly above his wings. It's just not going to happen. He can look forward and kind of look up. So very important to enter the patterns at the correct altitude. And I say this stuff not necessarily to insult you or your intelligence. I know you know this stuff. I also say it to me to keep that instilled in my brain and the reasons, why things are done the way they're done. I think that's it. I think that's all we're gonna do. Do want to thank everyone for coming in today. A couple of personal thank yous I do want to mention real quick. While we were offline the other day, we got a new follower. Aeroflyer came in with a follow, so thank you for that. STW222 with a raid this evening, a raid of 7, so muchly appreciated. And from that raid, we got a new follow from Invistick, so thank you for that as well. Yeah, so I do want to thank everyone else for coming in and hanging out. If you are new here, please feel free to go ahead and follow and or subscribe to the channel. If you happen to be watching on YouTube, please go ahead and give me a subscribe. So yeah, until our next regularly unscheduled flight, hope you all take care and stay safe. We'll see who we can send you over to finish your evening. I've only got one person flying right now, and that's Dr. 737. He's in the PMDG 737 on a flight simulator. He's recently rebranded. He used to be Studio Canuck, but he's rebranded to Dr. 737. So we'll send you over that way. You all take care and have a great weekend, and we will see you next time.